right, welcome everyone. Welcome to automated data entry form class, where we are going to be looking at how to automate our task using Microsoft Excel macros. Once again, you are welcome. I remain your facilitator, Mr. Franklin, a data analyst, also a recruitment and management consultant, the lead consultant, Soluma Consulting or Soluma Institute of Tech and Management. Welcome once again. We are live for tonight's section. In this section this night, we are going to be looking at how to automate our task, how to be more productive, how to automate those repetitive tasks that we all are faced with in our workplace when we work with data. One of the core skills, one of the effective skills in data analysis is to be able to automate tasks. How to automate tasks and have it to be done repeatedly. And one of the repetitive tasks we do in data analysis is data entry. One of the tasks we do repeatedly in data analysis is entering our data, because we need data in order to, if we don't have data, there is nothing like talking about analysis. What we analyze is data, and that is why it's called data analysis. And one of the things that can be very tiring, one of the things that can be very, very discouraging is entering our data. And data entry is one of the skills in data analysis. And Microsoft Excel is one of the softwares, is one of the tools we use to enter data. Once again, you are welcome. Soluma Institute of Tech and Management Automated Data Entry course. And in this section, we are going to be at the things we need to know, the tips and tricks and expert insights in automating our data. If you are just joining us this night, kindly drop your name and your scholarship ID ASAP in the comments section. Let us also know where you are joining us from. And also go to the group. Help me go to the group and drop in the group that we are live. Let everyone in the group know that we are live this night. Let everyone know that we are live. I will be running fast. I will be moving with speed of light. I will be moving with speed of light this night. So if you are joining us, please drop your name. Let us know where you are joining us from. We will be starting a project this night. And one of the projects we are going to be looking at is how to design and automate. How to design and automate sales entry form. Sales entry form. Why are we using sales entry form? The reason is this, that is one of the mostly used form, or one of the mostly used stuff in the workplace today. However, this strategy also works for any other form in which the organization, in which the institute, in which the company receive data or enter data into Excel. Let's say you are a training institute and people's registrations. You can design a registration form, an automated registration form in Microsoft Excel, and have the students enter their details, and it will be saved directly in the database. Once again, you are welcome. This night section is one of the powerful sections this night. We are gradually creeping into the advanced aspect in Microsoft Excel as regards to data analysis. And data analysis, as we know, is highly useful, is highly sought after in this data world. So tonight we are going to be going straight on learning data automation, on learning data entry automation, how to automate your data entry. Okay, without wasting much time, we are going to be looking at how we will do that with ease. I'm going to make it as easy as possible. Follow me. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to break it down as to the simplest term, so as we can be able to understand it, at the same time replicate it. And that towards the end of this session this night, I'm going to be dropping the week 2 project for this data analysis course using Microsoft Excel. All right, let's head to our Excel. Let's head to our Excel. Now, this night I'm going to be walking us through this. I have already prepared the form headers that I'm going to be using in preparing this, in designing our data entry form, and then automate it, and to do that, we are going to be making use of different functions. We are going to be using like if functions, we are going to be using like calculative functions, like product functions, and what have you. We are also going to be making use of advanced features of conditional formatting. We are also going to be making use of advanced features of conditional formatting in order to format certain buttons that we are going to be making use of this night. All right. If you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. Let me know you can see my screen. Let's do that ASAP before I proceed. This is data analysis course. Data analysis course using Microsoft Excel. Welcome to this scholarship course, data analysis course using Microsoft Excel. If you can hear me, if you can see my screen, kindly let me know. Let me know. Drop in the comment section, drop in the chat section. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can see your screen. Let me see our chat in the comment section. Let me see our chat in the comment section. Let's do that, please, so that I will know that we all can hear me, and then I can proceed to what we are about to do. Okay, all right. I can hear you. I can see your screen. All right. Can someone else? I need another confirmation from us this night. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see my screen. I need another confirmation. If you can hear me, if you can see my screen, let's go, so that from the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, facts are established. So let's go. If you can hear me, if you can see my screen, okay, I can hear you and see your screen. Beautiful. Now, to design this form, I'm going to be walking us through from the scratch how we can get this done. So in doing that, let me say I have this as my form. Let me create, let's say, the company I'm designing this form for. Let's say I'm designing this form for let's say I'm designing this form for let's say I'm designing this form for ABC Limited. We already know I use this often, just as simple as ABC. So let me type here ABC Superstore, and going to increase it. Here I like to use a RAS. I will be a bit fast on this. These are the basics that we have done when in start of this course. So I'm going to select green. I like using green, and I'm going to use this. And here I will also merge it. and that's your choice. You can merge it, you might not be able, your choice. I will call this sales form. Let me call it sales. Let me call it sales entry form. Okay, and here I'm going to make use of the errors medium, and to format this, let's say I select this. Beautiful. Now let me increase this a bit. Okay, now having done this, I'm going to be setting up how I want my form to look like. Please follow me tonight. We are about to learn something powerful. We are about to learn something very, very interesting. Now I'm going to take these ones, I'm going to take them. Let me position them here. Let me position them here. Okay, now I'm going to take this and then position them here. Also, these two, I'm going to put them under this. Anything on money should be here. Then sales, I'm going to use to position here. Also, I'm going to position this product category here. Let me move this to this place. Okay, now all right, now I have set up my form. This will be date. This is invoice number, customer name, product description, and I think payment method, payment status. Okay, let me bring this down a bit and move the customer name here. Move this up. I will transfer this to this place, and then move this one, let's say. So I'm just arranging how I want my form fields to look like. Then also here I'm going to duplicate, Control D. I think. Okay, now customer name here is what did I even do here? Control Z. Okay, now here I'm going to take this gender to this place. That says person, the gender, the customer, the gender, and I'm okay with what I have here. Now the next thing I will do is I'm going to merge here. I'm going to merge, and then let me copy, come here, paste, come here, paste, come here, paste, come here, and paste. Then I will give space, come down, paste here, paste here. I'm first of all want to design my form, create it in such a way that it will be okay for me. Then I'm going to do the same here. Control V. I'm pasting what I merged. The first one I merged, that's what I'm pasting. So I'm going to press Control V. Okay, let me copy this. And then paste it here. Come here. I will give space and paste here. Paste here. Paste here. Paste here. And then I will leave this. I will leave this. Okay, now having done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use conditional formatting to format the entry points, the entry places. I'm going to use conditional formatting to format these entry points in order to get it in a way that I need it. Now what I want to do is that I want to tell Excel that if this place is vacant, then if it's vacant, then give me this color. If it's not vacant, give me this color. Please follow me. I'm going to be showing us certain things this evening or this night. So if I select this, I'll go to conditional formatting. This one is selected. I'll go to highlight cell rules. Under highlight cell rules, I will go down to more rules. Now when I click this more rules, this dialog box will appear. Under this we have cell values here. I'm going to select this. When I select blank, if I select blank, you see the thing changes. What do I need? I'm going to go to format. If it's blank, let me go to fill and give me a gray color. That's what I want. If it's blank, give me a gray color. So I select this gray. Now another thing is, if I need border, I can also come here. I select and say, okay, if it's blank, give me gray with a black border, kind of, or this one. If it's, then I now click on outline so that it can be applied. If I select this without clicking on this, you see it here being applied. Then I will now come and say, okay, this is what I'm expected to have when when the cell is blank. If the cell is blank, this is what I'm expected to have. And I will say, okay. Automatically, we can see here, this becomes blank. So I can copy this. I can drag it down to these ones. I can drag it down to it to replicate that. So what that means is that if it's blank, this is what I will have. Now let's say, for example, it's not blank. Let me enter invoice number. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all this invoice number, and move to the next. As we can see, automatically the gray color is out, the outline is out. So our conditional formatting is valid. So that is on that. The next thing I will do, let me copy this and paste it on the other ones. I will copy it, come here and paste, come here, also paste, come and paste to paste here, so that I'm making my form to look more effective, more professional, kind of, so that people will know where they need to enter information without being told. So this is okay. I mistakenly pressed copy. Let me paste here again. All right. Now, if you want to check this one, let's say state, you say, let's say Oshun, and then you move away, that is valid. All right. Now, that is first on conditional formatting. Now, what color do we want when we enter data? That's another thing we are going to do now. When we enter data into our Excel, into this form, what color do we want it to display? The next is also we select this. We select this, go to conditional formatting, come to highlight cells rules, and then move to more rules. Our dialog box will appear again. Now here we are no longer saying blank, we will select no blanks. We will select no blanks, and then we hit there, go to formatting. Under formatting, border, let's say I'm selecting white border. Let's say I select white border, apply, then come to font. Because we are typing something now, we need to be there. Let's say I make my font to be bold and come here to select white color for my font, and then I will go to fill. Under fill, I select green. You already know I like that. So once I do that, I say okay. Now this is how it will display, and then I say okay. Now that is also applied. What happens here is that if I type something, let's say here invoice, I type this and move away, that's okay. I haven't applied it. Sorry, I haven't applied it to that. It's only on this that I have applied it. So let me drag it down. If I drag it down, that is applied. So if I type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I move down, you see immediately that is being applied. Beautiful. Our form is already applying stuff on it. So I will copy. Control C also come here and paste. Control V, and then let me drag this. Awesome. Then I will come here and paste. Control V. Let me copy here. Control C, paste here again. Control V, and then drag down. So if I type payment method, let's say cash, and move down, it will be in green. The same way, let me copy here. Copy this and then paste it here and drag down. Awesome. So with this, we have already made it in such a way that if I type something, it moves, it shows me green. If I type product stuff, it moves to green and what have you. We are making progress. Now, the next thing I'm going to show us this night as we are going further is delivery status. Now, under this delivery status, we are going to be putting a button. We are going to be putting button in which this button is something that we are going to be using it in such a way that if you click on it, it will deliver. If you click delivered, if you click not delivered, it will select. And to do that, we are going to head over to our developer tab. We are going to head over to our developer tab. However, peradventure you are using your Excel and you didn't see developer tab. Please, if you are following me, let me know if your Excel has developer tab. If your Excel has developer tab. If your Excel has developer tab. If it doesn't, just anywhere here in this tab, on this tab, these are tabs, insert tab, page layer tab, just right click anywhere on the tab. Right click, not click. Right click there and then go to customize ribbon. Under customize ribbon, this will appear. Ensure that you select your developer tab. Select your developer tab. That's how you can bring in your developer tab. Ensure to select your developer tab. So once you select it, your developer tab will be like this. It will be like this. So if you enter, then click on it to be good, and then you say okay. That's how you activate your developer tab, so as you see it here. We are not coding anything. You are not going to type, you are not going to code anything. Nothing like coding. You are not writing any code. We are not talking about Excel VBA here. No. So let not your heart be troubled. Let not your heart be troubled. So when you go to the developer tab, under this developer tab, come to insert. Come to insert, and then you select this option button, form control. Option button, form control. So once you click on it, come to this place, and then you drag. So once you drag it, you will see this shows up, option button 1. Just click inside, delete the option button, and type in what you want. Here in delivery status, we are going to be typing, let's say, delivered. Now once you type that, you see this will show delivered. Now when you click out, it shows delivered. What you need to do here is you just have to come to this place. Once you see this hand showing, don't click, right click. So if you right click, you are selecting this particular button. You are selecting it. I can reduce it so that it comes inside this cell. I can reduce it so that it comes inside this cell, and then double click, and then Control D to duplicate. Control D to duplicate. So once we do that, let's take this one to this side, and then let's click inside here and type not delivered. So we have this not delivered. Right click, okay, we have it not delivered. So what I can do here is I can increase this a bit so as to accommodate this side. Okay, now we have gotten this button. That means if I select this, delivered. If I select this, not delivered. Now we are getting somewhere. Okay, we are getting somewhere. All right, now having done that, the next thing I'm going to show us in this form is let me reduce this side to something like this. Let me make this form a bit, okay. Then here I'm going to bring it to something like this. Okay, now what I want to do here is this. If I enter something here, let's say I enter a particular invoice number here, and I move down, I want it to mark good. To show yes, this particular field has been entered. This particular field is entered, so it will show me good. It will mark good here. That's what I want to do. And to do that, we are going to be making use of if statement. We are going to be using if statement. Please follow me. We are learning something very, very important this night. This is something that when you learn it, you can use this and do meet any retail business, retail companies, and tell them that you can design a sales entry form that their sales reps, that their sales executives can be using, their salesperson can be using to be entering daily record or daily sales. As they make sales, they enter it and automatically it will be submitted into the database. It will go to the database that we are going to be that we are going to create this night. That's one of these are things we are going to be doing. We are going to achieve this night. So this is a very powerful skill, data entry. Anything that can simplify companies' entering of data, they will appreciate it. So after this, you can meet any retail company, any retail businesses, supermarkets, give them offer to design a sales entry form, those that doesn't have an automated entry form for their businesses, and then discuss your fee. Okay, now to do this, I'm going to be using if statement. I'm going to say equals to if, then I will double click. Now what am I saying here? If this particular cell equals, if this particular cell is empty, that's what I'm going to say. If this particular cell is empty, that's equals to empty. Empty, to show empty in Excel or in any database, any data analysis software, you put it in double quotation and close it again. Don't type space. Don't come inside. Don't type space. Don't type space. Don't come inside here and say space. No, space is not empty. Space is a character. So what you do is open and close. Open quotation and close it. That's what shows is empty. So bear that in mind. So we are saying if this equals empty, what do you need? What do you want to return? Let me put comma. If it's empty, what do you want to return in this cell? Return empty for me as well. I will open the quotation and close and put comma. But if it's not empty, what do you want? I will put here P. I will put P, return P for me. Follow me. We are heading to somewhere now, please. Follow me. So what do you want to return? I want it to return P for me. Then let me close the bracket and hit enter. Automatically what is here is empty. So let me drag it down because everything here is empty. Now what that means is that if I type something here, 1, 2, 3, and move down, the P will show. That P will show. So we are correct. What we did is correct. Now, how do we turn it to be good, to mark good instead of P? Let's move. We go to home, come to our font family, come to our font, type Windings. You see, okay, let me put something here. So that we can be seeing it. Let me put something here. Also, let me just put anything here for now. That's the place of date, so that we can be seeing it. Now, type Windings. So you will see these values here. You see Windings, you will see Windings, you see Windings 2, you will see Windings 3. Go and select Windings 2. Select Windings 2. Now, if you select Windings 2 and this shows up like this, don't bother. Click on it. That is that. Then come here, you notice that if I type G, this is small letter. So the P that I entered is small letter P. So what I will do here is I will have to change it to capital letter P. So I will remove it and put P in cap letter and hit enter. Now automatically you see this marked good. So if I drag it down, it will be marked good. So what do I need? I can come here and make the color to be green. make the color here, I can maybe use this green color for this one, or for this one I can use this and then make this white, kind of, depending on my choice. But for now, let me not use that. So you see how that is. I can now come here, say no field, come here and select this green for me. So if I enter anything there, it marks good. It marks good. So with this, I can now copy this, Ctrl C and paste here, Ctrl V, and then drag it down. We are building something powerful this night. Then the same way I will copy here, Ctrl C, I will come here and paste, Ctrl V, let me drag it down, copy, Ctrl C, come here and paste, Ctrl V. We are making progress. We are making progress. So that means if product description, let's say is HP, and we move down, product code is this, it will mark good category, laptop, for example, it will be marked good. As we enter, that will be showing good as we can see on our screen. Let me zoom in a bit so that we can see it more clearly. Okay, now we have done this. The next thing we will have to do now is to begin to automate our work. Not really automate our work, to begin to make it in such a way it will be easy for us. So then what I will do now is I will copy this, Ctrl C, let me paste it here, Ctrl V, then I will copy this as well. Let me hold Ctrl C, let me copy this, paste it here, copy this, Ctrl C, let me paste it here, copy this, let me paste it here. Okay, all right. Now I think I will have to reduce this again so that we can see everything. Now, having done this, we are going to be linking everything here to this place, because we will need it when we are designing our database. We are going to be needing it. So here now I'm going to be linking everything here. So to do that, before I do that, I will have to assign different tabs. I will have to assign different stuff to this. For date, now for date, instead of allowing the salesperson every time he comes, he or she will enter the date of that day. Sometimes the person might say, oh, I forgot to enter date. What we do is to make the date dynamic. We make it automated that today the person comes, the person will not think of entering date, the date will be there. Tomorrow it will change to that particular date. So we are going to be using this date function, which is today. So I'm going to say equals to today. I will double click and then just close the bracket. That's all. Equals to today. Open and close the bracket, and then you hit enter. open and close the bracket, and then you hit enter. So if I hit enter, you see today's date. Today is 20th of December 2024. You can see that clearly written there. So that's on that. Then the next thing here is quantity sold, unit price, total price, discount, percentage, tax, and then net total. Net total. Now we are going to be calculating this. Our total price is equals to unit price times, or we use product, anyone. I think let me be using the product so that we can master it. Double click this, unit quantity sold, comma, select this, unit price. That will be our total price. I will hit enter. So that is there. Then discount. Let's say our discount, let's say we are giving 10% discount. Let's say the company is giving 10% discount. So the discount here will be, the discount price will be, let me put the amount here. Let me make here percent. Let me make there percent. Then here is 10%. Here is 10%. So the discount will be equals to, that's the product. The discount becomes the product. The product of the total price times the total price times the discount percentage. That becomes the discount. Total price times the discount, yes, that becomes the discount, and we hit enter. So what that means, if the total price is, let's say, 2,000, the discount will be 200 naira. That means we are giving 200 naira discount. That's what that is. So that we I deleted the stuff. I made a mistake. I will have to do that again. Total price is equals to the product, which is this. Enter. Then the discount is equals to the product 10%, comma, and the total price. That is the discount. Then the tax. Let's say the tax is 5%. Let's say the tax is 5%. Now, to calculate the tax to be charged, if there is any discount, we are going to be charging based on the discounted price, not the total price. So what we need to do here is we say equals to this times, in bracket, the total price minus the discount. When we remove the discount, we can tax the remaining. So we put it in bracket. Now what we have here is the tax 5% times whatever remains from our discount. From the total price, we remove the discount. That becomes our price. That becomes the tax. Then we hit enter. Then the net total becomes equals to the total price. We are going to put this in bracket, this minus this. Then you now add the tax. plus this. I hope that is clear. I hope we understand the mathematics involved here. The net total, we minus the discount from the total price and then add the tax to the net total, because the person buying is to have the tax added to it. The person will also add the tax involved. So that becomes our net total. We hit enter. So with this, if the quantity sold is, let's say, 5 and the item is, let's say, 2,500, then the rest is calculated. Now 2,500 times 5 is around 12,000 something, but because of a discount of 1,005 and the person is going to pay a tax of 500 and something, this becomes the net total the individual will have to pay. If the product has discount, if the product doesn't have a discount, then we can remove discount. If there is no discount on that at that moment, no discount, or that product doesn't have any discount, we not include that as well. That means this place will be zero. Okay, we will still get to highlight that more effectively. All right, now let's remove this. Other ones will be zero. All right, we have already atomized stuffs we have here. The next thing is gender. Under gender, we don't want to be typing male, female. Validation comes into play. That is where we are going to be using data validation in order to make it easy for us. So we will come here, click on it. We'll come to, let's say, okay, let me start from payment method. Let's click on this, go to data. Under data, we come to data validation. We select data validation. Then here we have list. Not decimal, we select list. Okay, inside here I'm going to be typing the payment method we accept. I type cash. Let's say I type cash, comma, I put bank transfer, comma, I can put POS. I can also put mobile transfer. Then cash, bank transfer, POS, mobile transfer, what else? Let's say this is what the payment method we use, and then we say okay. So here is the person paying cash. If the person paid cash, we select. If it's via bank transfer, if it's via POS, if it's via mobile transfer or mobile app transfer, we select the same way. Then payment status. Payment status, we can also add data validation to it. Go to data validation, we go over to here and select list, and then we can say paid. Payment status, we can say paid. And then we can put pending. And then if you accept credit, if you the business accept credit, and that you can also put credit. If it accept credit, if not, is paid or pending. And then you say okay. The next thing here is gender. We put the data validation as well to make things easy for us. List. Inside here, I'm going to be I'm going to be using male, comma, female. Okay, now I will say okay, the same stuff, copy this, Ctrl C, let me paste it here, Ctrl V, so the same validation. Then state. Now in states, if your company if the company is in different states, you can put the states. For now, let's say we leave it vacant, and then add region. Let me put region here. Okay, because of time, let me also add data validation for the region. Let's say I put west, east, south, north. Okay, and then I will hit and so this becomes the validation. All right, now having established this, having structured this, we are making progress. We are making okay. Let me insert stuff, push it forward. All right, now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to be linking this to this place. So here I will format it as date. I will format it as short date. Let me format it as short date. Then to link it, please pay attention, to link whatever happens here to this place, I'm going to say equals to, I will select this and hit enter. That will be that. I will also select, I will come to this place and say equals to, select this, hit enter, say equals to, select this, enter, equals to, select this one, enter. The same way I will do that for all these ones. I will do it the same for all of them. That's what we are going to do. Enter. I think I made a mistake here. That's why. Okay. Enter. That's and equals to unit price. Enter. Equals to total price. Enter. Equals to discount. Enter. Equals to tax. Enter. Equals to this net total. Enter. Then equals to payment method. Enter. That way we are going to be doing that for all of them. Okay, we are going to be doing that for all of them. I think I made a mistake here. This is where I should equals to now for this delivery status. If you notice, what we used for it was just using the developer button tab. So to make delivered to show here, we are going to link this. We are going to link this button to this cell. We are going to link this button to this cell and then use if statement to bring the deliver to this place. Now watch what we are going to do. Now on this, I'm going to right click. Once I right click, I go to format control. I'll go to format control. Under format control, I'm going to check this. Once this shows up, I'm going to check this. Once I check that, inside the cell, which cell do I want to link it to? This is the cell I want to link it to. I will click on this and then I will say okay. Now you notice that the delivered is 1. If I click on this, it becomes 2. If I click on this, if I select this, it becomes 1. If I select this, it becomes 2. Okay. If I select this, it becomes 1. Then what I will now do is I will come here and say equals to, if I will double click here, if this equals 1, comma, then give me delivered, return delivered for me. Then if not, return not delivered. That's what we are to do. If not, return not delivered. And then we close the bracket and we hit enter. Beautiful. So what we have here now, if I select this, automatically it will change to delivered because of what we did. So that way we have linked this place. So here, I can just come here and do something that we will do later. We are building a practical sales entry form. If your company is not having any discount, you can remove it. If it's not calculating any tax on products, that can also be removed. But standardly, tax are being calculated on products. Okay, now having done that, the next thing we are going to be looking at is to come to, let me bring this out here to complete it. Let me bring it out there. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I will highlight this. Let me highlight this down to this place. I will highlight it down to this place. That's the next thing I will do. Once I highlight that, I'm going to go to border. Under border, let me give it tick outside border. Now, once I give it tick outside border, I'm going to still go to border, come to more borders, and then give it border color. Let's say I give it this, and then say apply to it, and then I say okay. Now I'm having a kind of border like this. Awesome. The next thing we are going to do is to bring in our submit button. Our submit button, let's say I'm going to merge these two cells, and inside it I will type submit. Inside it I will type submit, and then I can use the submit. Let me use this one. Okay, now once I do that, I can still come to this. Inside here, let me also merge it because I'm going to need it. Now here I can come and make it, select this so that it will be faint, that people will not see it. I want to do it in a way that, okay, just follow me, you will see what I want to do. You will get to understand what I want to do. Okay, once I make it faint like this, you know that this place is my submit button. Then here, let me call this place calculated. I'm going to be using count A. I'm going to be using count A to make this, to do some calculation here. I'm going to say equals to Okay, I'm going to say equals to count A. Now, under this count A that we have here, under this count A that we have here, we are going to, I will select this. Till this place, because this one is always valid. This one is always valid. I will select it till this place and then hit enter. It will show me 19. It will show me 19. So once that is done, what I will do, I want to make it in such a way that once I finish entering everything here, let the submit button be active. That's what I want. Once I finish entering my details, let the submit button be active. In other words, all these buttons need to be entered. So to do that, I have this formula. I'm going to copy it. Let me copy it, Ctrl C. So once I press Ctrl C, let me press escape. I'm going to add conditional formatting to this, and is my submit button. But now it's faint, it can't be easily seen. But after the entry is finished, then it will be active. So how do I do that? I will go to conditional formatting. These are advanced conditional formatting techniques. I will go to manage rules. The previous one, we go to more rules under highlight cells, but now we are going to manage rules, and we click here. Under that, we go to new rule. We click on new rule. This will display. Once that is done, we go to this last option here. Use a formula to determine which cell to format. I will click on it. Then inside this, I will paste the formula, Ctrl V. This is the count A formula. Now we paste the formula and say if this equals 19. Remember, this our count A is 19. Now your own form, if it's 10, you type 10. If it's 12, you type 12, depending on your field, depending on your field or your column headers in your form. So here the form field is 19. So I'm going to type 19 based on what we count. So if this equals 19, then what do I want? I'm going to format that. I will make it green. The field to be green. Then go to border. Let the border be let it still be white. Let it still be white. Let me make it white. Maintain the same stuff I used. Then go to font. I will make it bold. And then let me also make the font white as well. So with that, I can come here and say okay. That shows this is how our stuff will be. And then I will say okay. And then I will say okay. Now, I made a mistake. Now, what I will do is this. I made a mistake, please. This is not the one to use. But what you notice, all this is 19. What is here is 19. That's what is here. That's why it's active. What is here is active. But what I want to achieve is that once I finish entering everything here, then let it be active. So what I will do is that I will go to edit this formula. What I will need is here, from here to this place, then comma, from here to this place. I already know is 19. I will put comma, then from here to this, comma, then from here to this place. I will hit enter. It will show me 5. Why is this 5? Because it's only 5 ones that have data inside them. Only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count A counts cells that are not blank. That's what count A does. Cells that are not blank. So if you now notice, my stuff have changed. So what I will do is I'm going to remove the conditional formatting I have on this. Let me clear the rule from this one. So as I will go to this, let me enter details here. Let me enter the details here. Product description, product code, category. Let me just put any stuff there. Quantity 3, this. Then payment method, let me put cash. Then this one, payment method cash, paid, says person's name, are they gender, let's say male, customer name, let's say customer name Mary, gender, let's say female, state, let's say Osun, and region west, region west, let's say we have this. Now this is the formula. We are going to copy it. Ctrl C. Once that is done, let's go. Let me say escape. We are going to apply it to this cell. And then go to manage rule, new rule, this, and we paste. Ctrl V. If it equals 19, what do we want? I'm going to select the font to be bold, the color to be white. Let's go to, I will use this. Then the border, I will use white border. I'm going to be fast due to our time. I will say OK, and OK, and then OK. What happened here? Oh, I made a mistake. Let me copy this again. Ctrl C, space. That's okay. The same thing here. Let me paste. If this equals 19, what do we need? Border, let's make it white. Select this. Then font, let's make it bold, and select white. Fill, let's select green, and then we say OK. We say OK, and then we say OK. Beautiful. Now this is what we want to get. Now immediately the sum becomes active. Now if we remove this and then remove this, you see that this becomes inactive because one or two cells here is no longer, doesn't have a value, and the number here is 17. This becomes inactive. So immediately we complete it. If we complete it, then and put it back, automatically it will become active. So to having achieved that, the next thing we are going to do, we are going to be copying this. I will say Ctrl C. Now this Ctrl C, I will paste it. I'm going to paste it. Instead of pasting it Ctrl V again, I'm going to paste it as a linked picture. So that I can format it and make it look like a button that one can submit. So as I click here, that's as picture. You can see my picture format is already here. I will now move this to this place. I will move it to this place. So what I'm having here now is picture, but this is linked to this. So I can come here and format it to my choice. I can select this and then come to picture effect, come to bevel. I can select this. Okay, now you see this, it looks like a button that one can submit. So let me position it very well. Now that is gotten for our button. So the next thing here is to build our database. That is the next thing. When our salesperson made the sales, once they have made sales and they have recorded it, when they click submit button, where will it go? Where will it go? That is where we will create another sheet. This sheet, we call it our database. We call it sales database. We call it sales database. Now, the other one, we also create another sheet here, where in this sheet, I always call it demo. There is a reason for that. There is a reason for that. So for this, I'm going to select all my field names. I'm going to select them, Ctrl C, and then I will come to this place. Let's say I want to start from here. Let's say I want to start from here, or let's say I want to start from here. So I'm going to paste it, but instead of pasting it direct, I will right click, paste this as transpose. You see, instead of pasting it vertically, I want to paste it horizontally. So I will paste it as transpose. So that becomes my table, the database. Then I can format it. I can still format it here. Green, let's say I will make it white as well. Awesome. Then we can still, let me make everything set for it. Okay, now I have, this becomes the sales database. You can give it a name. You can give a name here, whatever, but here is our database. Here is our database. This one is our demo. There is a reason for that. Now, the next thing we are going to do is to record our task using macros. Now we are going to be introducing macros in this our work. We are going to be introducing macros in this work. Please, if you have any question as at this moment, you can drop your question in the comments, in the chat box. If you have a question, you drop in the chat box. So at this moment, we are going to record macros. We are going to record our macro. And to do that, we are going to go to developer. Under developer, you have this record macro. So when you click on record macro and you create your macro, whatsoever I'm going to be doing, Excel will be recording the steps. Till I stop recording macro. So if I click on start now, and then it will ask me what name am I assigning to this macro. Let me say I assign it, let me call it superstore. Let me call it superstore, and then I say okay. Now if you look at here, macro has started. Unless I want to stop it, I will say stop recording macros. So to do that, having done that, I'm going to copy this, all the details I have here. I'm going to copy all the details I have there, and then say Ctrl C. Then come to demo. I'm not pasting it straight at database. I will come to demo. Now under demo, let's say I want to paste from here. But instead of pasting it straight, remember most of those stores there are functions, linked cells and that. I don't want them to show like that. So I will go to home, go to paste. Under paste, I will select paste special. Now once paste special comes, I will paste as values and then also transpose. So this transpose will make it to be in horizontal lane. Paste as value will convert any function, any formula into normal values. So I will say okay. Now that is what I have. The next thing to do is I'm going to copy this, and then the same way I'm going to copy it, Ctrl C, and now come to database, come to date. I'm going to paste it here now in the database, but instead of pasting it straight, I will have to come to insert and say insert copied cells. This will show. Now if your own is selected shift cell right, select the one shift cells down. What this does is that if you receive another data, the first one will go down for the incoming data to take its place. If you didn't do it, what it will be is that if another data comes in, the other one will be replaced. The new data will replace the old one. So you will have to come here and say insert and say cells down, and then you say okay. This one is pasted here. Then we come to this place. We can come to this place and then assign it a short date format. So that becomes a date. We assign it that. Then after we are done, go back to this your form. Start to be deleting these things one by one. Start deleting them one by one. So I will be removing this. I will be removing it one by one. Then remove this. Then remember, these ones are functions. We don't need to remove them. So we come back to this. Remove this. We are almost through to this particular project. Remove this. Okay. Now, once you are done removing everything in the form, then go back to your developer, and then stop macro. Stop macro. So we stop our macros. So to now, having done that, the next thing we have to do is to give our form a kind of good look. The way it's looking, the grid lines is more like disturbing it a bit. So I'm going to go to views and remove my grid lines. Once I remove the grid lines, it becomes something like this. The next thing I'm going to do is to make the form to be like it's on its own. I'm going to highlight everything here. Come to home. We're almost done. Come to home and then select stuff like this or this one. Okay, let me use this, and then I will come to this one, make it this way, and then from here hold Control, hold Shift down, select, and then make it this, the same way we move down. If then we will still hide it later. I will come down below here, select this, hold Control, hold Shift, down arrow, and then awesome. Now if I look at this form, it looks as if it's something on its own. Okay, it looks well on its own. Now this is my submit button. The next thing we will have to do is the macros we have recorded. We need to now assign that macro to this button so as to activate this button, so as to make it to submit, to be clickable. So what I will do is I will come to the button, submit button, right click. When I right click, you will see this assign macro. Assign macro. So when you select, you click on assign macro, you will see this superstore. Select it and then say OK. Now you can see if I come here now, it shows that I can click. It shows that I can click. Now let's see if what we did is correct. Now let me come here. Invoice number is 101. Product description is let's say HP laptop with other description. Then product code is H012. Then here category is laptop, for example, and then quantity sold is 4. The price is 450,000. Then payment method, maybe POS. Payment status, paid. Salesperson, let's say Ade. Gender is male, and customer name, let's say, is Avis, and gender also is male. Then state, let's say, is Lagos. Then region is West. Delivered, let's say for this, let's select not delivered. And okay, there is one we haven't entered here. Then we have this also, let's say is male. Awesome. So immediately that is completed, you see our submit button becomes active. Then we can say okay, submit. We submit. So you see immediately we have submitted our entry that have been submitted immediately, and it has immediately submitted. The next thing we have is a blank form where another entry can be done. So let's go to our database and we see what we entered. We see it here. As we can see this, we see this HP we see all the details of what we entered in our database. Now I need to state something here. I need to say something before we wrap it up. We are almost coming to the end. So what I will do now is to hide certain things. I will hide this. I will have to hide this. And then how do I hide it? I will come to this and select this. So that will disappear. I will also come here to hide these ones. How do I do that? I will select this as well. It will not be visible. The next one is this button here. This button, if it's complete, it will display. So what I will do if it's me is that I will kind of drag it down to place like this, so that it will not be seen kind of when it shows. So with this, our form is ready. However, I need to say something. We have been able to create a dynamic automated data entry form. In this case, we are using sales entry form. This can also be used for registration form. This can also be used for any way you want to collect data. Any form you want to use to collect data in any manner, in any format. This method can be used. However, there are certain things. Here is the database. This is the demo. Now, if tomorrow you change the name of this database, if you change the name, like this is sales, and tomorrow you change it maybe to ABC, or add any change to it, this automatically will no longer be dynamic, will no longer be automated. So you select names that you know that you are not going to change. If you change it, you are going to run this over again, or you go to your VBA to change some of you to change the directory, the names. So whatever name that is here is what will remain. Whatever name that is here is what will remain. It will, if you change this sheet name from sales database to sales, this automatically will be affected. If you change this entry form, it will be affected. So these are things we need to put into consideration. We are coming to the end of this section. The next thing that makes this also very interesting is that peradventure you want your sales personnel, your salesperson, to have access to the form only, to the sales form only. You want the person to have access to the sales form only. Let the person not get access to the database and to the demo. The beauty of this is that you can create your entry form in one workbook. The workbook I'm using here, the name of this workbook is Excel Functions for Data Analysis. That's what I call this workbook. You can create your entry form in this workbook and open another workbook. Let's say here I press Ctrl N to create a new workbook. And in this workbook, I call it my database. I call it sales database. I now have this one and then this one we have here. What I'm saying is this, that my form can be existing here and my database can be here. The same format. We are already 10:30. I didn't want to make this to be long, but permit me to take 10 minutes of your time to show you what I'm trying to say. Permit me to take 10 minutes of your time. Now let me call this let me call it store. Let me call it ABC database. Remember, this is a new worksheet. This is a new workbook, rather. Let me come here and also have demo. Let me also have demo here. I'm going to be fast on this. Let me come to this one. Let me minimize it and let me position it here. Let me position it here. Okay. Now, let me bring this here. Now, remember, this is Excel function for data analysis. This is the workbook. This one is another workbook. So I want this form, this database, this form here, once I finish, let it submit to this particular database. So I can give my salesperson this, access to this in my laptop, in this laptop, but he or she will not have access to this. I can save this in another folder inside this particular laptop, this workbook. This particular workbook can be in another folder inside this particular laptop, while he or she can only use this. What he knows is that record your sales, enter your sales and submit. Enter your sales and submit. That's the only thing you are to do. Don't worry where you are submitting it to. It's automated. So to do that the same way, the same thing we did in the other one is we are going to do it here as well. So let me bring back the stuff. The same thing we did is what we are going to do here. Okay. Now let me enter stuff here. Invoice number. Let me say Dell. Let's say 4 gig, 1 TG. Stuff like that. Product code D11124. Category laptop. Quantity, let's say 7. Price, let's say 421,000. Then method, payment method, let's say is bank transfer. Let's say it's pending. For example, salesperson, let's use let's say we put Martins, or let me use a female name this time around. Let's say let's say Precious, female, customer name, let's say Shola, and then gender, let's say male, states, let's say the state is Oyo. Now let's say we select East, let's say the state is Imo, then region we select East, and then not delivered because the payment is still pending. Now let's say we have all this here. So what I will do is to go to my developer. Now inside my developer here, I will have to go to macros. Okay, that's record macro. I click on it, it will ask me what's the name of the macro. I will call it ABC. Let me call it ABC. Just let me give it ABC, and then I will say okay. Now my macro has started recording. My macro has let me stop it. I made a mistake. Let me stop this. I haven't done anything to my database. So what I will do now is let me copy this. Control C, come to this database, let me paste it here. Control right click and make it transpose this format. Let's say we still make it green, and then let's still make it white. Beautiful. Now we have getting our database set. So I can come here and then start my macro again. Here I will call it, let me call it ABC2. ABC2, I will say okay, the syntax underscore 2. Okay, now my macro has started, so I will copy this to this place, and then Control C. Instead of pasting it on this particular workbook, I will come over to this workbook I created newly. I will come over to it, book 1. But please note that you need to name the workbook. It's because of time I didn't name this workbook. If you didn't name it, the book 1 is what it will be. Don't change the name of the workbook, because Excel already will not know the directory is going again. The name of this workbook is book 1. So if you, before now, you need to name the workbook the name you want it to be. So I will go to demo. Now in demo, I will come to this place. Instead of pasting, I will come to paste special. Under paste special, I will say paste as value and then transpose. That will enter here. The same way I will copy it, Control C, come to my database. Inside my database, I will come to this first one, go to home, come to cell, under insert, I'm going to select insert copied cell. So it will show me shift cell down, which is what I want. I'm going to say okay. Now that is what will happen. Then I will come here, highlight this, format that to be short date so that it will be in date format. I will format it to be in short date. Beautiful. So once that is done, I will head back to this place. Inside this particular workbook again, I will come here and then start to delete everything I enter. Remember, I will not delete date because date is a function. Tomorrow, it will show me the date of tomorrow. Then the same way next tomorrow, like that. So I will delete this. The other ones are functions. So I will delete this, then delete this, delete this, delete this, and then that is all. I will have to go and stop my macros. Beautiful. Now once that is done, then I will assign the new macro to this button now. This new macro I recorded, I will assign it to this button now by right clicking, go to assign macro, select ABC_2. That's the new macro I just did now. Select it and then say okay. That's the one I did, so that if I enter anything here and submit, it will enter to this workbook. So my salesperson can have access to this workbook. He will not have access to this workbook. So let's see, the invoice number is this. The product description is HP 8G 500 GB, and product code H210, and then category, let's say laptop. I'm using something that can, then quantity, let's say 3. This one is let's say 750,000, and then payment method, we have it to be let's say POS. Then let's say this one paid. Salesperson, let's say Ade. Gender male. Customer name, let's say Frank. Gender male. State, let's say delta, and then south, delta, south. So automatically, once that is done, you see my submit button becomes active again. So if I click on submit, automatically this is submitted. You see the result in this place, and this is something very, very important, something very useful. I know I took a bit of time to show us that this is possible, is very, very possible. So you can put this in a folder inside your system and password the folder, and maybe protect the folder. You don't want any other person to have access to it. Only you, the salesperson, can only be using this. Once sales is made, you record it and submit. And ladies and gentlemen, that is where we will have to come to the end of this section this night. So let me change this so that it will, in that way, it will not be visible. So this becomes our form. Isn't this beautiful? This becomes our sales entry form. That is what we can be able, that's what we are able to achieve this night. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone that made it even to this time. Now, our week 2 project is to design and create an automated entry form, whether it's registration form or not. Whether you have to create a sales entry form, you have to create a registration form, an institute registration form. Number 1 is to create and design an automated sales entry form. 1, registration form. 2, registration form 1, sales entry form 2. That is our week pro. Then number 3, week 2 project. Why this week 2 project is coming this way? Because this ends our class. Today ends our class for this year. We are going to commence next year, January, 2nd week of January. We commence our scholarship training. So we are going to be having projects to do. First is to create an automated sales entry form. 2, an automated registration form. 3 is to forecast what your sales revenue, for the year 2030. What will be your sales revenue for the year 2030? And you are going to be making use of data. You are going to be making use of generated data. Generate your own data. Make a forecast. Forecast what your sales revenue will be in 2030. We are entering 2025. 5 years from now, what will be your sales revenue based on the historical data you generated? So that is 3 projects we are going to be working with in this end of the year. Sales entry, automated sales entry form, registration form automated, forecast what your sales revenue will be in 2030 from the historical data you are to generate. That is what our project week 2. Remember, in this scholarship, project is essential, and those that scale through the scholarship are going to be gaining other benefits that are to come. All right, thank you everyone. I really appreciate us for being here. Thank you. I'm seeing that. Thanks, sir. You are welcome. Welcome. Thank you. Amen to your prayers. and see you next year, God willing. Compliment of this season. Happy New Year in advance to us all. See all of us in the year 2025, God willing. If Jesus tallies, we see ourselves in 2025 healthy and healthy. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate. You are the one that makes this scholarship possible. If you are not here, it won't be possible, and that's why I congratulate each and every one of us. I say congratulations and God bless you. See you all next year. If you have any question, feel free, drop it in the group, in the scholarship group. If you are having any challenge while doing your project, feel free to contact me. Feel free to come to my DM. Feel free to come to my DM. Those that have come to my DM can testify that I gave them attention. I attended to their questions. So while you are working, you have challenges, come to my DM. I will be able to answer any of your challenges. If you have any issue, feel free to revert back to this training. It will be right here on YouTube for us to watch all over again and get value for it. Thank you, once again. My name is Franklin. I'm a data analyst, a recruitment and management consultant, lead consultant, Soluma Institute of Tech and Management. See you all. Remember.